What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So about a year ago, I installed the BTR Stage 3 cam in my 1999 base model Corvette with the LS1 engine. And in today's video, I wanted to give you guys an update and review of what I think about this cam so far and some things to keep in mind. So stay tuned. Well, it's hard to believe that it's already been a year. Time is absolutely flying right now, especially since I became a dad. Things are moving at warp speed. But let's hop right into it, guys. Excuse how dusty the Corvette is right now. I am painting and sanding my kitchen cabinets, so there is a fine layer of dust on pretty much everything in the garage. But first, I wanted to give you guys a background on why I cammed the Corvette in the first place. Straight out of the box, the C5 Corvette is a great bang for the buck sports car, and in the 90s and early 2000s, this car was very fast. But nowadays, it's average at best when it comes to speed. And I wanted this car to be able to compete with newer sports cars at a fraction of the cost. Plus, who doesn't love the sound of a cammed LS1? When I first fired up the car after the install, I was practically jumping with joy when I heard the lope at idle. And truthfully, that feeling really hasn't faded. I still love sitting and listening to that sweet chop. A lot of people ask me if I regret going with a more aggressive cam like the BTR Stage 3 because so many people go with the BTR Stage 2 for better drivability. Now I will say that with a good tune, the BTR Stage 3 is very drivable. I actually don't mind it at all, and I'm very happy with the decision I made. Now I will say anything more aggressive and it might get a bit annoying. The only downside to this cam as far as drivability is that the car bucks a little bit when starting from a stop if you don't rev it high enough when engaging the clutch. Now for a daily driver C5, would I recommend this cam? Probably not. Although you could do it, it probably wouldn't be super comfortable. I drive my C5 all over the place, including work, the store, and on cruises, and all of that, and it's super fun. But in a long commute every day after work, that would probably get old after a while. Since I installed the cam and supporting mods, I haven't had any issues with it yet, knock on wood. But if you guys remember, when I first cammed it, my O2 sensors were bad, and that made the tuning process a total pain. But once I diagnosed it and replaced those sensors, everything was flawless. As far as reliability, I haven't had anything break. No new noises, no check engine lights or anything like that, and I do push this car pretty hard. I did have the active handling and ABS lights come on, but that was because of an EBCM failure, and if you guys want to see how I diagnosed that, check out the video linked above. But besides that, this car feels pretty healthy and happy. The only other downside that I can think of is the fuel economy. The C5 actually gets pretty decent gas mileage stock, and you can see MPGs in the high 20s on the highway. But after you cam it, that number takes a dive. Combined city and highway, on average, the C5 gets around 20 MPG stock. After the cam install, you can expect that number to drop to about 16 to 18 combined fuel economy. And mine is even worse than that because I have a heavy foot and I rip this car around everywhere. But when a car sounds this good, how can you resist? I have long tube headers, high flow cats, an X-pipe, and the next step axle back exhaust on my C5, so this car is moderately loud. With this cam, it definitely takes it up a notch. I noticed a significant difference in the tone and loudness of this exhaust for sure. A cold start in the morning is enough for the neighbors to hear, so hopefully they don't hate me too much. Overall, the power gains were well worth it. It made it feel like a brand new car, and honestly, it made me fall in love with the car all over again. When I put the car on the dyno, it made 379 wheel horsepower and 391 pound-feet of torque, which is a pretty big improvement over stock. For reference, a stock 1999 Corvette will usually dyno somewhere around 300 wheel horsepower and 315 pound-feet of torque bone stock with a healthy motor at sea level. And that's just on average. There are certainly outliers to that. Of course, you can make a whole lot more power with this cam if you add better flowing heads, an LS6 intake, and a more aggressive tune. This car made this power with the stock LS1 intake manifold, the stock 853 heads, and a pretty conservative tune, so I'm not unhappy with these numbers at all. Now the question that a lot of people are probably asking right now is, would you choose this cam again if you had to do it all over? And my answer to that is absolutely. I'm very happy with this kit and everything that I installed in the car. I did a lot of research before I bought anything, and I think that the parts are quality and the cost to horsepower ratio is great. I think that anybody who installs this cam in their car is going to be very happy with the result. Having said that, I still have quite a bit of horsepower on the table, so it's cool to know that I haven't even unlocked the full potential of this setup yet. At the time, I was mostly focused on the cam and supporting internal modifications, and I didn't have the funds to finish the rest. If I could have done heads, an LS6 intake manifold, and a dyno tune as opposed to E-tuning, I think that would have been a much better route. But for the budget that I had at the time, I think that I did the best with what I had. But those modifications are still in the plan for this car, so make sure to subscribe to see those in the future. And if you want to see a full breakdown on how much it costs to cam this Corvette, including all of the parts that I bought, make sure to check out this video above. But there you have it, guys. That's my 1-year update on the BTR Stage 3 cam that I installed in my 1999 base model Corvette. But let me know in the comments what cam options you're thinking of for your C5. And as always, if you enjoyed the content for today, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for future content. I'll catch you guys next week. Later.